Hi, I'm Andy Water from Andy Water Associates. I write an article every week for LinkedIn and my website, and essentially because I want to help people, and not everybody can access my one-to-one coaching, and not everybody can access my mastermind groups or my online coaching programs. So I write articles because really I'm driven by a desire to help people become better and achieve more. One of the articles I wrote recently was on the dangers of being overly nice. Now, I quite like the acronym. I can't remember where I've gotten this from, but I quite like the acronym for NICE. It's nothing inside cares enough. And if you just add on to tell you the truth. So quite often when people are being nice, it's not really from a desire to help other people. It's from a desire to be liked. It's from a need to want to please people, which on the surface sounds like an admirable, um, desirable trait, and yet actually it can become really, really counterproductive and even destructive. So let me try and explain. Okay, so in order to lead people, in order to help people, in order to challenge people to become better and achieve more, there's some things we need to do, and one of the things we need to do is be authentic. We need to be seen as to be the person who we are, to be somebody who is trustworthy. And in order to be trustworthy, you have to come across as authentic. And I know it's a word that gets bandied around a lot these days, but really, all I mean by being authentic is be true to yourself. If you're being overly nice to people simply so that they'll like you, people will pick up on that. And if you have a desire to help people, then you need to be honest and give some feedback for that. So the other thing being nice does, if you're nice, what nice people do is when somebody struggles, when somebody doesn't do a job, when somebody doesn't achieve the results that they were supposed to achieve, somebody being nice steps in and does it for them. And actually, sometimes they're doing it nice to be nice. Sometimes they're doing that because it's just easier to do it. Either way, you create dependency by doing that. So what I mean by dependency is if you step in and do a job for somebody, or if you step in and solve their problem every single time, then why would they ever learn to solve it themselves? Why would they ever learn to do that? So that's one of the other issues about being nice is you create dependency from people to expect you to do it. And in all honesty, that can become emotionally draining, exhausting even. I'll maybe talk about that in just a minute. The third thing that people who are being nice tend to do is avoid conflict, and not avoid unnecessary conflict. They avoid necessary conflict. They avoid conflict at all costs because their goal is to be nice to people, to get people to like them. And if you're going to have if you're going to be in conflict with someone, quite often that person, at least at that specific moment in time, is not going to like you. However, if you're driven to help people, then you need to be able to give them constructive feedback. Okay, not criticism for criticism's sake, but constructive feedback. If somebody is not doing the job as well as they should be doing it, if somebody is doing something detrimental to their own health, if somebody is doing something detrimental to their own emotional well-being, then if you care about them, you have to tell them that. That is going to cause some conflict. I am not for 1 minute ever suggesting that you shouldn't be kind and compassionate while you do it, but you do need to give that feedback. Some of the things that are caused by being overly nice is unsustainable expectations on the person who's being nice's capability to deliver. So especially if you're growing a business, as the business grows, you've got more and more people working with you. And if you're doing more and more of their work because they're not achieving it as well as they should, eventually you run out of time. And eventually you run out of emotional resources to be able to do it. And that creates like a kind of imbalance. I mean, what it really creates is an expectation from them, almost they feel that they've got a right for you to do the job for them. So they become entitled. They become entitled because you have been doing the job for them for ages. And if you keep doing the job for them all the time, they're going to come to expect that, and then that becomes an entitlement that they believe that they deserve. So the minute you want to change anything in your organisation, or change anything in your life, or change anything, it becomes incredibly difficult because nobody's used to having to do anything themselves. So, how can you kind of overcome this? Well, I suppose the first thing you need to do is embrace authenticity. Be who you are. Tell people the truth. Don't be brutal. Do not tell people the brutal truth. Tell people the honest truth in a kind and compassionate way, but tell them the truth. Okay, consider their feelings, but tell them the truth. Don't consider their feelings and go, well, it might offend them or it might upset them. If they need to hear it, they need to hear it. At this point, I want to be really clear. Don't tell them things that is bad that they don't need to hear. Okay, don't tell them things that are personal. Tell them things about the job that they're doing or the way that they're acting that's detrimental. Talk about their actions, not about them. So that's the first thing, right? Be authentic. If you believe something to be true, then tell people. The other thing you need to do is promote their independence. If you want to create a culture of people that grow and develop, and or you want to surround yourself with people who grow and develop, you need to give them the ability to be able to grow and develop. It's as simple as that. Give them a task, show them how to do it, give them constructive feedback on how they're doing, and then let them get on and do it and make their own mistakes. And then when they've made the mistakes, show them where they went wrong and show them how they can do it better. That's how you help people learn. That's how you help people grow. And without it, you can. And the critical thing that you need to do if you want anybody to be better and achieve more is give them constructive feedback. If you can do this via asking questions, you will get a better response. But you need to give constructive feedback. Ask people how they think they did. Ask them where they think they did well. Ask them where they think they could have done better. And then help them to understand what it is that they're not getting quite right. But you need to give that constructive feedback. You need to tell people when they're not doing a good job. And obviously you need to tell people when they are doing a good job. That does get missed more often than you'd think. However, if you only ever tell them when they're doing a good job, they'll think they're brilliant all the time. Most people aren't, me included. I need to get better. So the reason I did this video is I just thought it might be a slightly different way to help, a slightly different way to give you the same information that I put in a blog. But if you haven't got time to read it, you can listen to this while you're on the go. You can watch it while you're on your phone on the train or something. It's just easier to do. So, like, in conclusion, being nice is generally seen as an admirable trait. But actually, it's not really very helpful to you. It's not very helpful to the people that you lead or manage. It's not very helpful to the people that you have in your life that you're trying to build a meaningful, deep relationship with. So you need to strike a balance between promoting independence, being who you are, giving constructive feedback, and being kind and compassionate at the same time. Essentially, this is how you go about doing it. Now, it's quite often called tough love for a reason, because if you care about people, then you tell them the truth. So, look, in conclusion, that's the dangers of being overly nice. I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't be a kind and compassionate and decent human being. I'm just suggesting that being nice for nice's sake is not necessarily helpful to you or to the people that you're leading or managing. So anyway, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Andy Water from Andrew Water Associates. Hopefully this has helped. Speak soon.